Okay, so today's workshop topic is data science from choice to necessity. So in today's webinar or workshop, we are going to focus on what exactly data science is all about and why exactly it is trending so much. So what we are going to cover in this session, so we will learn about what is data science first of all, and then we will learn about what is the difference between data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. And we will learn data science life cycle, after that applications of data science, and what are the prerequisites that is required to learn the data science, and what are the job roles that are available in the market for you or for more of you like people, the young generation in the domain data science, and why should you become a data scientist. Then we will come to some basic skills that is required for being a data scientist, and we will understand more about data science using some use cases. And we will see the career outlook also for data science. Let's start. What are the learning objectives of this workshop? In this course, we will learn about the process of data science, how data science is actually boosting the businesses. We are talking about data science, and in the market, it is trending that like if you are using data science models, machine learning models, you can boost your business. So we'll learn about how these concepts of data science, how these models of machine learning can actually boost your business. And then we will learn about how we can achieve business excellence through data science and why data science is so important for everyone. So first we will come to what is data science. We will learn how actually data science work. Before that, you need to understand what exactly what we do in the data science. Data science is a field of study in which we are dealing with large amount of data by using some modern tools, procedures, and to discover what exactly is hidden in the design patterns. What is We need to be very careful with the using data, and because you are making the business decisions based on that data. So data science, in that field, we are dealing with the data first, and accordingly we are getting the information, we are digging the data and getting the information that is required for your application. Either it can be your business, either it can be your institute, either it can be in a medical science, or anything else. So in data science, what we do, we create predictive models, and data scientists use complex machine learning algorithms to solve the problems. Data for analysis can come from a variety of sources, and these sources can be your Facebook browsing history, your search engine history, your maps history, or maybe your insurance data record, or maybe your e-commerce data. These all are the sources where your data is stored, and that data is passed on to the target industries, and accordingly these industries fetch your information and they try to generate the pattern, they try to understand the pattern that is existing between that data, and accordingly they target the business, they target their business goals. We'll understand this process by example also. So we can say that we are in 2021, and data is the new oil. We are saying like whoso is ever or the country is having oils, that country is considered as a rich country. But the new trend is that data is the new strength. It is a new asset. Everyone is having data. Now it is up to the organization, or it is up to the industry, how that organization is using that data, how they are identifying the patterns, how they are using it for their business, they are using for getting new product launch or coming with a new service. Everything is dependent on that data. So what happens, what is the process exactly? We are aware that we just talked about that In today's world, everything is all about data. Like even if you're browsing your Facebook, Instagram, or you're doing LinkedIn, or you are buying something, everywhere your data is stored. So how that from that data we can fetch the information? First, we have the data collection. So what we do, we collect the data first, and according to collected data, that collection can be from a Google form also, that collection can be from any Excel sheet also, that can be fetched from any website also, or maybe it is something we can say web scraping also. It can be a direct source, it can be an indirect source, everything can be there. So first data is collected, it is a raw data, and after that, what you need to do, you need to clean the data. You just need to understand, we are focusing here on the extraction of knowledge. We are talking about how we can get the useful information from the raw data. From For the data science, it is very necessary, because data science is all about data. We can find out some patterns, or we can use that useful information from that data only when we are actually understanding what is our goal and what is hidden in the data. So we have collected the data so far, and we need to see, we should have only proper data when we are using it for our analysis. So before doing any kind of modeling, or before applying any machine learning models, what we need to do, we need to clean the data first. So in the process, once the data is collected, we will come to the data cleaning part. Now you can understand, this data cleaning is responsible for getting only the required information. For example, I want to do some analysis for a product, whether I should launch that product or not. So I have a customer's data, like what they have bought in the previous. So I have the geographical information, I have some personal information or something like that. And similarly, I have their CVs also in that data. But for my analysis, that CV is not required. What I can do, or some kind of other profile, or their identifier, their ID card, their driving license information is there. Is it actually required from my analysis? No, it is not required. So what I'll do, I'll, in the phase of data cleaning, I'll keep only the required information with me. So this is the data cleaning process. Even if we can have, like if we have collected some data from a web page and that field is not mandatory, even in that case, what can happen, that some of the user, they have left it blank. So these kind of a cleaning, like you need to find out the missing information. If you have that missing information with it, suppose you have a data of salary for employees, and you want to find out the average of the salary. Now you need to see, actually, if you have the missing information, whether you need to include that count in when you're calculating the average or not. So these kind of work you need to do in the data cleaning. Similarly, this was the case for the missing information. We can have the outliers also. Outliers is when you're finding the outliers. Outliers is basically, that is the irrelevant data. Like I have data of student, those who are studying in from class 6 to class 12, and somebody's age is mentioned as 72. So when I see that information, that information is that record is wrong, that is incorrect. It may be, maybe through any kind of error, or a human entry of a machine entry or something like that. So in this process of data cleaning, we need to find out, we what we need to do, we need to clean the data by solving the solution with the missing information. We need to do it with the finding the outliers or something else. So all this process we do in the data cleaning part. Once our data is clean, what we do, we find out the problem. So when we are talking about problem, like in this workshop, we are talking about business, like how we can boost our businesses with the data science. So what is our problem? What actually you want to do? I'll take an example, like we have a data uh, of the university, that one university is targeting the students for admission in the graduation. So they need to find out the data, those who are graduate, those who have cleared their schools. So they can ask for the data for those students who have cleared 12th exam. So this is our problem. First, you need to see now what you want to do. You want to boost your admission process, or you want to do marketing for your university to those students. So this is your problem. Once you're done with the problem formulation part, you'll come to the modeling. Modeling is all about what you have learned, like machine learning algorithms, or we can talk about here deep learning algorithms. We will understand what exactly machine learning and deep learning in the next slides. Don't worry for now. So we are doing here modeling part. Once our formulation is done, we will do the predictive analysis thing. Predictive analysis is like what now understand this process. We have the data with us. This we are talking about the data science. We have the data with us, and what we want to do, we want to find out the patterns that exist in that data, and based on that pattern, what we are going to do, we are identifying what the future holds. So that prediction of that future is the part of data science. So what we are doing here, we are predicting the future with that data. And when we are talking about like if you have worked with the Excel or some any other software, from that you can find out the trends or something that exist in the existing data. So that is the case of getting the information about what is actually happening in the present. But when we are talking about the future, that time, what comes into the picture, that is data science. So data science is an art of predicting the future about the business or any other organization based on the existing data. So what happens here, this machine learning models, they actually do the predictive analysis thing. They apply the models. We have n number of models available, and even in the research is going on to get more models to boost our models. And when we apply those models, then we come to the visualization of the results. So what we are going to do now, understand this data science term with this diagram, with this flow chart. Like we have the data here, and the source for the data can be anything, any form, internet, or maybe some manual information, some customers data, your user profile, or anything. And once you have the data, you'll go to the process of the data cleaning, where you are identifying only the relevant information. You are just discarding the balanced data. You are just having the required information with you and in a proper format. Like if you have multiple sheets, like, or you have a data of multiple users from different geographic area, someone from UK, someone from US, someone from India, or anything, and you have recorded the timestamp over there. But when you're doing the analysis part, you should have that information in the same timestamp. Where you're doing, you can do the time conversions. We have the so many tools available, we can do that. Similarly, there is one example where gender is written, like in one source of information it is written for F for female, and in another source of information it is written female complete. But when you're doing the analysis, you need to uniform, you need to make your data uniform. Like whatever, if you have like millions of record, all millions of record, F should identify the female, M should identify the male. It should not like any other phrase you're using to identify the information. In that case, you can do proper analysis only when you have the uniformity of the data, when you have the clear picture about the missing information. Do you need to consider it or you don't need to consider it? When you have the actual information about what you need to do with the outliers, are you discarding it, are you getting it, how you're working on that? So once your data is clean, you will come to the problem formulation part, what actually you want to do. Your problem can be like you want to do some kind, like we were in a COVID situation. At that time data science came into the picture when handling so many things. So this was your problem. What you want to with the data, you want a model to see how many cases will come in next few months, so that you can do with the data science. So this is my problem. Similarly, there is one example we are talking about considering what should Amazon recommend for the buying behavior. So this is my problem. That business, that organization, or a data scientist or a user, you need to be clear about your specification, what actually you want, what problem you are targeting on. Then we will, once your problem is done, you have data, you have cleaned that data, problem is done, then you'll apply machine learning models on that data, and according to that prediction analysis, you'll get the result, and ultimately you will visualize the result, what your data science or what your machine learning algorithms tell about that data. And that is the work of a data scientist to do it. That's why we say it like data scientists can do magic with the data. So how it is different, this data science, how it is related with the artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. See, these all four terms are very trending in market. Even you are going to a YouTube, you'll get some kind of ads over there talking about data science, talking about artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning. In fact, even you can be from any background. You can be from management, you can be from engineering, electrical engineering, civil engineering. Still in this market, in this today's I'll say internet world, you are thrown by these phrases. So let's see what these phrases are signifies us. So this diagram is a clear picture. What we have, artificial intelligence is a set, machine learning and deep learning are subset for this artificial intelligence. So the term artificial intelligence refers to the ability of a computer to mimic human behavior in a some way. So very simple example, like if I'm a building a robot, that robot, what that robot is required to do, it just need to open the door for a human. So we are importing, or we are putting a functionality into a machine, that is a artificial intelligence. So we are creating intelligence artificially. Or maybe something like that, might be you guys have played a game, that talking tom. So what happens in that talking tom, whatever you are saying, that cat will repeat it. So you have a somebody who is mimicking you. So we have, in the same manner, what we are doing, we have machines here, and there is a functionality what I have identified that I'm putting into a machine. So what happens in artificial intelligence, if we talk about the programming language, so we are instructing a machine. I'll tell that machine what you need to do. You need to have those things or those instruction. You are giving instruction to that machine, and that machine will do that. So this is the part of artificial intelligence. So what happens here? So I'll reiterate it. So what happens? We have the data with us. We have cleaned the data. So problem formulation is basically about that organization. So you just see yourself like you're working with Uber. So Uber need to identify all those routes which will be very busiest on Saturday. So this is problem formulation. Or you can talk about, let's take another example. On my Netflix, I have my Netflix account, and Netflix, what I have watched some movie, maybe I have watched a Young Sheldon, or I have watched any Bollywood movie or any other movie. Now Amazon or this Netflix problem is that Netflix need to identify what will she see, what will she watch after watching this, that recommendation. So this is the problem. So you can say it like it is all about the organization, or it is all about the company, those who are working on my data, and they want to see what is my next target. So this is the part of problem formulation. So this we were talking about the artificial intelligence, that refers to the ability of a computer to mimic human behavior in some way. So if we say it in a very simple language, what we are doing here, we are writing a code and we are telling a computer to do this. This is the part of artificial intelligence, but the change is that what we are doing, we are telling that instruction that is like a human behavior. So we are talking about robot. So what we told robot to do what? To open the door of a fridge, or to do some sit up. So this is the human behavior that we are depicting from a machine. So this is artificial intelligence. Next comes the data science. So data science is what? Is a subset. You understand? It's a part of mathematics. So data science is a subset of artificial intelligence that refers to overlapping fields. See, when we are talking about data science, it's not about only computer science, or it's not about the engineering. It's not about the business analysis or something. It's about the combination of 3 4 fields, I can say. First one is statistics, scientific procedures, data analysis. We can talk about programming also. We can talk about databases also. So this all comes under data science. So data science is a subset of artificial intelligence that refers to overlapping fields of stats, scientific procedures, data analysis, and all of which are used to extract meaning and insights from data. So when we talk about these models, machine learning algorithms, I'm talking again and again, like we do predictive analysis with machine learning algorithms. So these algorithms are what exactly we do with this algorithm. These algorithms are based on mathematics, that statistics, if you remember probability, if you remember set theory, that all comes into picture when we are doing this analysis. So we can't say that a data scientist is a programmer, or we can't say is like this data scientist should be knowing about the database. That person should be able to do all these things, but I'm not talking like data scientist should be aware about all the technologies. Like if I'm taking any example from database, so he should be able to work on one of the database tool. If I'm talking about the programming, he or me should be knowing about the Python. If I'm talking about the machine learning, some basic algorithm that person should be know. And once you're into the industry, you're working more and more, and you're getting about more procedures. You're getting knowing about how you can solve the many other problems. You can solve the big problems here. So data science is combination of all those fields, but it comes into the category or a subset of the artificial intelligence. So this is a hierarchy. So artificial intelligence is at top level, and data science is under second level for that artificial intelligence. Next we cover what is machine learning. So now machine learning, what is machine learning? I'll just minimize it. Okay. This machine learning is subfield of AI. AI is what? Artificial intelligence, that includes techniques that allow computers to figure things out from data and deliver AI application. So it is part of again artificial intelligence. But what we are doing here, we have some techniques here. These techniques are doing, they allow computers or the machines to figure out the things from the data, or when we are talking about applications. So how we are solving that those applications, we are solving it with the machine learning. And for good measure, we will throw in another definition, that is deep learning. Deep learning is what? Deep learning is a type of machine learning that allows computers to solve more complex problems. So what I'll say, in simple terms, we can understand that when we have a complex problems that is solved by the deep learning, some kind of a neural networks, or all those things we do with the deep learning. And when we have some simple data or some simple problems with us, that time what we use machine learning. So it's in the hierarchy. If the problem is very much complex, we will come to the deep learning algorithm. And if we have some simple problem, some kind of a predictive analysis thing, similar, it's same kind of a data set or something, we have the information with us, that some patterns you can already identify, that time we use machine learning. But if I talk about some complex data like medical image analysis, that all things we can do with the neural networks, all these terms. So these neural networks is part of deep learning. So in this way, we covered here what exactly it is, how these terms are related with each other: data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. Okay, so we have learned about what is data science. We know what we do in the data science and how these terms are associated with each other. Now we will cover data science life cycle. What exactly happens? So what happens? First, you need to capture the data. We talked previously also. So in that life cycle, you are talking about you need to solve some problem or something. But before that, you should have the data with you. And how you can have the data? You need to capture the data. Now, example of capturing that data can be like you are having the data from maybe remote places. You can have the satellite images, you can have the data from sensors also, you can have the data from a user, you can have it from any third party also, or maybe you are doing web scraping also. These all are part of capturing, or you can say this data collection also. Once you have captured data, you need to maintain it. How you're storing it? Like you have got the data from multiple sources, but when you are doing analysis, you need to maintain into a single file or in an at an into, it's not necessary at a single file, you need to have it in a same format or same uniformity you need to maintain. So that maintenance part is after the capturing the data. So once your data is with you, that source can be any third party also. It is not required like your company, you're working with a company, you are working as a data scientist. So it is not necessary that capturing that data is your job role. It can be provided from any other organization also. Like I got a work to find out some, profit. My work is I'm working as a data scientist, and my work is like I need to predict the profit of a company for next 6 months. Now it is not necessary that data, whatever the data is required, that will come from my company only. I can have any others company's data, that is some maybe they are related to me or directly or indirectly, they are working in the same field, they are working in the same domain, or they are launching the same kind of a product. So even I can have that information also if I am allowed to. Or sometimes we have companies who work as a consultancy, so they work for other organization. So you need to find out, or you need to do the analysis on the profit of that company's data. So that data is maintained or captured by that another company, not by you, but your role is to maintain that data, to have the data like how you want it. Then we have processing. Once you have captured the data, then you'll maintain it. And after that, processing is involved. In that processing, you can clean the data. Once your data is clean, then you'll apply some algorithms on that. Those algorithms is part of analysis. In that analysis, you will see, it's not like I talked about like we have n number of machine learning algorithms available. I have deep learning algorithms available. I have artificial neural networks. I have regression techniques, or some other techniques also. But in this phase, this analyze phase, you will actually identify which model you need to apply. So every model is having its own specification, and accordingly you'll apply that model on the data. But you can apply the data only when you have processed the data. So it's a life cycle, and you cannot go it like you can come between directly to the analysis part. It's not like that. It's not like you can come directly to the process part. It's a process. First you should have the data with you, it should be maintained properly, and accordingly you'll do the processing may be involved data cleaning also, or maybe sometimes you required like you're working on a data set, you are a data scientist, and meanwhile on working on your data you got to know like, no, I need this information also. So in this phase what you will do, you will talk to your client, hey, I need this information also, please provide. So again you'll come to this place, they'll capture the data, or they have already captured the data, they'll provide, you will maintain it, and then you'll process it. Once you're done till this phase, once you're done the process phase, you will come to this analysis phase only when you are not making any kind of changes in the data. Changes is allowed till this phase. After that, you cannot make any changes. Whatever analysis you are doing on that captured, maintained, and processed data. After that, what we have? Communicate. So we will communicate whatever the analysis has happened. So that analysis is the resultant of machine learning algorithms or any other model, whatever tool that a data scientist found fit for that particular kind of application or data will be applied here, and whatever results are achieved, that will be communicated to the end user, that is your client. So this is the work of a data scientist, how this life cycle happens: capturing, maintaining, processing, analyzing, and then ultimately communicating the results. And when we are talking about the communication or the results, it's not like that you'll say, oh, this is the result, this will be the profit, this will be the medical thing, or this, you'll not communicate it like that. In terms of data science, we talk about a term storytelling. Storytelling term is like that you are actually telling the client about what exactly what else we can do with the data. We should have strong visualization with that results. We should have proper graphs maintained there. From those graphs you can show what information you have. That graphs actually predict the information, or actually predict the results that are available with you. You'll not give that directly, oh, this will be the Excel sheet, or this is the exact figures or something. No, you'll represent your results in a proper manner, or some kind of a presentation where you're putting your charts, your results, everything there.